You see, what is awakening? Most minds think awakening is to be in another dimension, another state of mind, a stateless state of mind. And of course, that's not awakening to life, that's awakening to our truth, our original state, you see. Now, this original state is of no use in our human world today. Meaning, no use in the systematic process of being a human, you know, names, attachments, associations, relationships, jobs, religion, science. These are all concepts, ideas made up from this human mind to give some sort of entertainment to our true self. And this entertainment can sometimes turn up as pain and suffering and illness. So therefore it's no longer entertaining, and that's when we seek a need to move into this other dimension. Well, there is only two states in a human existing body, and that is to be asleep or to be awake. And we experience that in our everyday life. But sometimes we're asleep when we're awake, and sometimes we're awake when we sleep. When we're asleep. When we're asleep, deep sleep, and a dream appears, it appears that something is awake within this deep sleep. So it's masking the reality, the true state of sleep. And of course, on the other way of looking, sometimes we're awake, but we're not experiencing being awake because we're sleeping in slumber somewhere else in the mind. In the mind of past and future. You see, past and future are not worth anything to the wakeful mind. They are a stumbling block to your existence. Past and future may be important to the human intelligent mind, making comparisons, judging, analyzing, measuring, what was before, what could be next. But the true human being, or being human, is to accept this intelligence, but see through it. See through it. It's just something that will be taken away. It has to be taken away. It's taken away in deep sleep, and only due to an ego memorizing state of mind when it needs to understand the thinking, the value or the devalue of thinking, to make comparisons about what's taking place in this life and where we come from, who we are, where we're going, what is the external world, what's it made of, where's God, what is it made of. It's seeking, it seeks until it becomes very, very seek, and that sickness, seek. When any human form steps into a very cold, very, very cold shower, there is an experience of being awake. It may be an uncomfortable experience to the body or to the mind, depending on your conditioned way of living. But you're awake. But when you get used to walking into the cold shower every morning, the sensation of being awake can be overlaid by a multitude of thoughts. The body steps into the cold shower, there's no sense of being awake, and the mind, before entering, on entering, And during the cold shower and after the cold shower, is bombarded with thoughts about work, about personal life, about whatever the mind takes itself on a journey to. So therefore that experience of the cold shower is not a wakeful experience. It is a slumbering experience because we are not experiencing that wakefulness that we are here to be, you see. I am awake is the only experience. I am here, I exist, I'm awake. And in deep sleep, the mind, it doesn't know it's awake, but it also doesn't know it's in deep sleep. The body doesn't know it's awake, and the body doesn't know it's in deep sleep. So the misconception of deep sleep being the ultimate end to this body, when this body goes, I will just be in deep sleep, we can class as what you would say death. But if you're awake to death, if you're awake to fear, if you're awake to birth, meaning you don't believe in it, but you experience it, you understand it, you are within it. You are the creator of your birth, the creator of your death, the creator of your awakefulness, your creator of your sleep. You see, when the mind goes into opposing states, when the mind wants to say wake and sleep, when we're having this discussion about human and being awake, being asleep, there's something that is not part of this, but knows this. The something that knows it cannot explain it, cannot share it, cannot reveal it through any sensory activity or pictorial or touching or hearing or tasting experience. Because consciousness does not take shape as anything, as the mind is led to believe. Consciousness is the basis where everything is overlaid and given birth from. Consciousness is the primary and really the only. So we cannot say wakefulness and sleep are not part of consciousness, but they're not primary to consciousness. You see, consciousness cannot be described, cannot be sought after, cannot be found. It cannot be seeked. Because when we are, when you know, through some sort of revelation, some sort of true awakening, when even deep sleep disappears, even the wakefulness disappears, but you are experiencing this essence of being something, being nothing. When the experience understands consciousness, it realizes that this consciousness that one is infinite, immortal and primary. It's not going to do your mind any good, because it's not going to say, well, okay, that's great, I'm consciousness, I'm going to come back as this rich man, this king, I'm going to come back as that, as whatever. You are all encompassing life. You are in everything. You are not apart from anything, and you're not simply a part of anything. But there's an experience of being a separate individual body, and the mind takes it further away from consciousness by making this body insignificant, the mind insignificant, makes it more divisive, it creates more meanings to one meaning. There is only one meaning, life. Meaning, life. Life is meaning. Meaning is life. Life is meaning, you see. There's not a life is meaning as this and life is meaning as that. There is only life and meaning. But when you add something to the story, to the CV, the ego multiplies its own shadow matrix of consciousness and creates this sub-world, this secondary world that we believe we are. But we cannot not avoid this world. That's something that is, negotiated by on a much deeper conference with you and yourself as yourself before entering the world of human and earth and universe. So we're living like two worlds. One, the world of life and meaning. Meaning as life, consciousness, all-encompassing love, compassion, and true essential being. And another world of human. And we're stepping in and out of these worlds, whether you believe in a mini awakening, a massive awakening, a mini deep sleep, a very massive deep sleep. These are subsidiaries of what truly is. The speaker cannot divulge anything that it has experienced and feeling through this encounter with this profound conscious love, myself. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is for each to be here and genuinely encounter that what confronts us. And we will react in whatever way we are conditioned to react, with a mind, with a body, with a and if a lion comes towards you, you're going to react in whatever way you're going to react. There's no best way for me to tell you how to react. You're going to react how you're going to react, you see. So we give each other, helping hands and saying this is the best way, but it's really all mixed up stuff. We are individual souls of our own root consciousness. And this soul has taken a shape in a body, so this soul in its individuality will replicate its individuality through this human existence. Accept everyone for what they are, you see. The man that laughs down the road naked, we bear judgment, we bear dislikes. Some they laugh, some they're disgusted. But what to do, you see? We do the most subhuman thing. We lock them up in a mental hospital or in a jail, and they have to start again. And the one that locks them up and the one that judges also has to start again. So now we have to wake up again and again and again and again. And life is an ongoing awakening. There is no constructed, spiritual, perfect way. It is what it is. And that's a result of enlightenment, to understand that what is taking place is taking place. There's nothing, no one, controlling it, or where it's going, or how it started, or where it will end. It is that what it is. That shock that many saints speak about stops. And when that's stopping, in that moment, in that nanosecond, there's a joy, a revelation. Wow, how fantastical that we don't know, and how fantastical that we know that we don't know. So who are we? Who am I? Ongoing life, ongoing meaning, ongoing consciousness, ongoing truth. What else to say? I love you.